What's going on, guys? This is No Filter, a Nintendo podcast, and here's my review for The Journey Down, chapters 1, 2, and 3. The Journey Down is a classic point-and-click adventure game akin to games like Tales of Monkey Island, and the game is now currently on Nintendo Switch in 3 chapters, so you can play the first one, see if you like it, and then you can move on to the other 2 if you so please. So the story of The Journey Down follows Bwana, Kito, and a girl named Lena, where basically they're trying to find out the secrets of the Underland. They're basically, Bwana and Kito are some schlups that are running a gas station, and they're a little bit down on their electrical bills, so when this girl Lena shows up and asks if they can fly her somewhere, basically, they jump to the opportunity, and the game starts from there. So basically, the whole point of the game is you're trying to find the Underland and find out what happened to your father, Count and Dodo. So as you can see, the names are very different in this game, and that is because the game has a very African, I think it was African Caribbean, I think that's how it was described, look to it. So the world is kind of normal in most aspects, but the actual characters are almost mummy-like, and they have this interesting kind of African skull sort of look to it. So it has its own unique style, but the actual environments are gorgeous. I mean, they're just so beautiful, done in HD. Apparently, the game was originally a freeware game, though at least the first chapter was, just to, I guess, as a proof of concept. And then they've subsequently made a second chapter and then a Kickstarter for the third chapter. So again, the game, basically you're trying to find The Journey Down, which is a book that tells all about the Underland and how you get there. The first chapter is you're basically trying to find the book and get out of Kingsport Bay before these bouncers come and find you, because there is some looming evil organization trying to, pull the strings and find the Underland themselves, and you, Bwana and Kito and Lena, are trying to stop them for some very positive reasons. And again, I'm keeping it vague because the story is actually pretty interesting, and as you can see, I played through all 3 chapters. It definitely had me hooked, and it's very interesting. One of my favorite things about the game, apart from the locales, which again are beautiful, and there's a large variety of them as well throughout the 3 chapters, but one of my favorites is the actual soundtrack. It's a jazz soundtrack mixed with some reggae sounds as well, and it sounds amazing. I love it. The actual the cast is fully voice acted in English, and I believe it's just German subtitles. It might be French as well, but I think it's just English and German subtitles. I mean, English and German voice acting, and they did a fantastic job. Pretty much every character here sounds really good. Every single character you talk to has a voice, and that's really, really nice to see in an adventure game, because a lot of the time you'll see like the main cast have voices, but not every single character, even the side ones. But yeah, this has everybody fully voice acted, and they all did really well. So, big thumbs up to the production value on the game. And again, the soundtrack's amazing. First off, I really love jazz, so I don't know, it could be skewed because of that, but I love jazz music, and the mix with reggae sounded really good too. Yeah, that's pretty much kind of the general overview of The Journey Down. Again, I don't want to bring up too much spoilers, but I will say that you travel to some tropical areas in the game. You travel to some mysterious city towns, sort of like straight out of like Professor Layton in some aspects. And it's very interesting. The actual puzzle solving aspect to it, though. This is the reason why I've never been the biggest in these sort of adventure games, because the actual puzzle solving's a little bit like, there is a logic to it, but sometimes the logic doesn't really kind of bring itself out there, even if you're thinking logically about it. And sometimes some of it's just kind of guessing. This one wasn't nearly as bad as some of the other ones I've played. However, I did, through a little bit of the second and the third chapter, I did have a strategy walkthrough that I was kind of referring to if I ever got stuck. So I feel like that's usually the best way you want to play these games. You play them mainly for the story, which is pretty interesting. And I love having some of the puzzles that you solve that you do have that are very logical, and they clearly lay them out, but sometimes there are the ones that get you stuck, and I don't want to have to be going over everything in the game. And when it's point and click, it's not exactly the quickest to move around and get to the next scene or anything like that. So just jumping through a walkthrough, I think, is very beneficial for a game like this. And I'd suggest that if you do get stuck. But again, the puzzles weren't too incredibly difficult or too random at times. So I think they did a really good job with that as well. So again, if you guys think this is a game for you, I would definitely suggest you taking a look. Again, if you're into adventure games like this, maybe if you're into games like the Phoenix Wright and Professor Lanes, this might be something for you as well. But all I know is I enjoyed it. I'm not one for really enjoying the point and click ones as much. But yeah, no, this is definitely a good one. And again, high production value, really well made. So great job, Sky Goblin, and I want to thank you all for watching. Please let me know what you guys think of this game and, any other games in this genre. I'd love to hear what you guys think are some games that I should be playing that are similar to this. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you all next time.